Hi, Ryan here. Actually, I wanted to talk a little bit about quantum science and the chaos theory. The chaos theory would have to begin with nothing, which is natural energy neutralizer. It's nothing. Nothing is emptiness, and emptiness is space. So it's kind of like making a star. You can't make star energy on a planet. You can only make it in space. But if you did it in our atmosphere, interfering with the sun and the wrong calculations, you could mess up the galaxy. So this kind of quantum science is very delicate and would require higher guidance to make. You'd have to spend time figuring it out. But it's basically like space is like a sleep. Big empty, meaning empty, low energy, low key. Yeah, you thought he wasn't Lord of Space, but maybe he does become Lord of Space because he's low in energy. And low in energy is like space. Space has no energy. Energy is created by inertial friction between two atoms. Atoms are kind of like planets, which is created by atomic nuclear force. You could create a fusion using two different types of nuclear force. Weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force at the same time. Woman has a weak nuclear force because they're in stasis. It's their eggs. Man, through friction, creates ejaculation, which is the strong neutral force of the push and pull, repetitive energy that kind of bounce off of each other. One stationary, and one bounces kind of like a pendulum. And that builds up energy. And at the same time, it's affected by air, which is the chaos theory. Chaos theory is airflow in space, which is the vacuum. You can't copy vacuum on Earth, so this is only something you could do on a space station and at a safe point away from our solar system to create this kind of energy. So it takes like because it can create a strong enough, because a little star can create a strong enough gravitational force to influence the air in space, thus creating an unstable flux of energy in our world. You can do this by using a neutron with an antiproton and electrons rotating in a dual direction, like the yin and yang. So the yin and yang symbol is kind of like the force of balance. You're trying to create a balanced system to create a star energy. So you don't do that on the planet, because then it would be like Dr. Ock movie of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. It kind of just blew the fuck up because it's on Earth. The gravitational force of Earth will interfere with the birth of a star. And you'd have to calculate the proper point for that. You could figure it out through some experimentation, but again, that would be in space. And chaos theory has to do with pi, which is, again, that's an incalculable inertial force energy based on the environment. A point of incision, which has to do with the influence of the vortexes around our solar system. So that takes a lot more data than you might think to create something like that. It's not something you could do in a delicate, without the further foreknowledge to show. This can restore atmosphere too, and it's also a way of affecting the atmosphere of our planet, because a planet has kind of its own core energy, which is basically an inner star. And the inner light, like an inside star, is like an egg star, which is probably at the core of our planet, which provides warmth and melts and creates and shapes materials. So technically, we already have multiple stars. All we're doing is probably terraforming planets. Jupiter is like a dry planet. The reason why it has storms is it sucks up dust, and the dust has actually moisture burning from the sun, which is gas, and gas is oil. So that's a moisture right there. And then once it attains moisture, it combines with the dead biolife on the planet and gains energy from the sun. And then it begins to collide and grow and regrow itself. But that takes time, so the planet is too far away. So you'd have to be able to flash transfer yourself over there in order to get there in the right time, which is, well, yeah, not what I know. We haven't really physically proven. on paper. That would also take some more calculation. There's just some ideas to inspire you. I've been doing a lot of healing, and I'm trying to write my own paper on it right now. Maybe I'll submit it later. But my recent comments on Ratchet 8 Clank, that's my YouTube channel. I'm kind of building it up right now. My recent comments were just about showing that we're not as dumb as you might think just because we're sick. A lot of the pain that you go through actually can provide a lot of inspiration for knowledge, and healers, because of the pain they went through, their memories after they're done healing can trigger talent inside them. That's why they're worth healing. Our patriots can be something more than just warriors now. They're kind of done with the war, right? So they can become something more after they've taken a higher path of knowledge. So it's actually really important for the military to support their people and create, going from soldiers that have now worn themselves out into a more mental state, since now they're experiencing their heart and emotions after the war they've been through. Science is like life experiences that you don't understand. Once you start to heal yourself, they'll start to pop up. And when you do that, the collective consciousness of the planet will start to come together and bring again higher knowledge from healing. So healing is still our main issue. We still have to focus on healing the planet. And all kinds of beings can exist. They're just diseases that have gone too far. So they can't really live on our planet in the sun because they're starting to die out anyways, and the sun will purify them. So they're basically more diseased than they are alive, slowly dying. It's really sad. But they can be healed by healing the brain with plants and meat. It's the reason why humans are omnivores, because we are both animal and plant. It's what makes humans what they are, besides the combination of sunlight, air, and water in a stable environment. So life can exist anywhere. It's just not in the form that you would think it would be in. And it might not be seeable or noticeable to you because the environment on top is too destructive to live. That's why they said, there's life on other planets. They just can't see them because the environment is just different. They live in different areas, in hidden niches, deeper in the planet's core. And hopefully that inspires some scientists out there to go do that. I'm not really one for doing that right now. I'm kind of just focusing on my own family stuff and making myself healthy and independent right now. But, and I'm not the best at mathematics. I didn't have the best grades in school. I still wanted to contribute something to the community. Thank you.